Hey everybody, let me wait for you guys to join a little quick, okay? Gonna have a really nice conversation here today with One Africa people. One Africa. Cheers. It's a time to have, we're changing direction, all right? Thank you, Netza, for joining and for Flower. Shout out to you. It's a time we change a little bit direction, all right? Not all the time serious talk. Right now, we're gonna have a money talk, all right? I don't know about you, but I love money, you know? So we're gonna talk about that, all right? We're gonna talk about something that we have to do, something that can really impact the lives of people, something that can really impact this continent. All right. This is what we're going to talk about here today. And I want everybody to join us right now. So if you can share this link, share. All right. It's a time for investment. And we're going to talk about investment today. Share this video, like this video. It's very important. It's going to help us to reach to as many people as we can. So please like and please share. What's up, YouTube family? What's up, TikTok family? It's good to see you guys here. Share with somebody, invite someone, and we're going to talk a little bit about investments in Africa. By the way, if you guys you don't know, I studied economics, and in economics, there's a lot of courses that you could take. You could talk about finance, you could talk about, business, you could talk about, a lot of courses, about investment, about all this stuff. So please like and share. It's very important. If you're interested in investing in the continent, well, this is the opportunity and this is the moment. And your man, I'm right here to share with you some of the details that we are doing as a SNOA. All right. Okay. I appreciate for everybody who is joining right now. And let me know where you're joining from. I see we have Marit there. We have Reggie. We have Kagoma. It's good to see you guys. And here we have some people here joining as well. That's beautiful. It's beautiful. All right, let me pray a little quick and then I'll begin. Okay. God, I thank you for today. Thank you for this meeting. Thank you for this conversation that we're going to have today. Help us to navigate and to reach to the conclusion. We want this continent to be the best place for living. It already is, but we have a part to play so that, we can make a better place for life. So we give you praise and honor and glory. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. All right. So yeah, appreciate everybody who is joining. Appreciate everybody who is liking. Appreciate everybody who is interested. All right, guys. As you have seen the title of this video, I want to talk a little bit about investment and what we want to do in Africa. So last year, as a SNOA, we came up with an idea to invest, to have green farm, all right, smart farm. And the reason is because right now in Africa, there are countries and there are people who are dying because of hunger, different location across the continent of Africa. And it's not a beautiful thing. It's a shame that in this period of time in Africa, people are dying because they don't have food, because of the shortage of food. It does not make sense to me, because I traveled in few countries, even here in my country as well. I traveled in different areas, and I have seen how much God has blessed us with fertile land. Everywhere. If you go, you see really nice dark sand land. But we must take advantage of the blessings that God has given us, this land, to produce more for our people to survive. Right now, there are countries that people are dying because of hunger, shortage of food. They don't have enough food in their countries, and simply because of different kind of reasons. I'll give you some of the reasons. One of them, lack of vision, the vision for our countries. Like 30 years ago, the leaders that were holding our countries, they didn't have a vision of 30 years later of your country or my country, 50 years later, 100 years later. So today we are here, we find ourselves that we don't have anything. We don't have anything. We don't have food in our gallons. We don't have anything. And so we depend from WHO, we depend from international organizations to bring food to our countries for surviving. And you all know international organizations, all right, you know how I feel about that. But This is the lack of vision. We do not have a vision for Africa in 20, 30, 40, 100, 200, 3,000 years to come. We don't have that vision. We only have vision of today or tomorrow or 5 years. But what are you going to do 7 years from now, 10 years, 20 years from now? It reminds me, even in the Bible, it reminds me Joseph, when he was in Egypt, Pharaoh had this crazy vision about 7 years of prosperities and 7 years of hunger. And what happened is, in those 7 years of prosperity, what they did is they farmed, they did everything they can, and they collected all the products. They hide somewhere so that when the 7 years of hunger come, they'll be able to live comfortable life. And what happened is, not only Egypt, but even other countries like Israel, it came to Egypt to get some food to provide for their own. This just shows us that without a vision, you cannot stand. We must have vision for Africa in 20, 30, 50, 100, 200, 3,000 years to come. We must have that. There are people who are not African. There are countries who are not in Africans. They have a vision for Africa in 1,000 years later. They have it. That's why what you see today in Africa going on is something that was planned 1,000 years ago, 60 years ago. When those guys, they failed to colonize Africa, that was not over. They planned to recolonize Africa in a different way. That, okay, if we are not going to colonize Africa in Africa, well, we're going to colonize Africa outside of Africa. So what are we going to do? We're just going to give scholarship. And you will take all the brain of Africa. You guys will come to our country, and then we'll offer you a job, because the land of opportunity. You will get a job, and then you just relax with all the money that you get. You forget about going back home. We'll give you green card. We'll give you citizenship so that you continue to provide and to produce for us. At the end of the day, today, as I'm saying, today we have people who are moving back to the continent, and they're old. 60 years, 70 years, 80 years. They're coming to the motherland basically to retire and to die home. But in your prime year, when you're 20, when you're 30, when you're 40, what are you doing for the continent? My entire 20, I spent outside of the continent. My entire 20. And I came back when I'm 29 years of age. Now I'm 30. So now I'm planning to spend my entire 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, until God calls me home in Africa, trying to correct the mistakes that I might have committed, that our ancestors might have committed, trying to correct the mistake and to prepare this continent for 20, 30, 50, 60 years to come. Because I might not be there, but we're going to leave a legacy that our kids, they're going to enjoy this continent because of what their dads and moms have done for this continent. And that's why we're here today to talk about investment. That's one of the issues. That's one of the issues. Another issue is that importation. We import food in Africa. When you import food in Africa, you kill farmers. They're not going to be able to produce anymore because their products, for instance, if in your country you have a local farmers who are producing rice or producing sugar or producing maize, and then at the same time you import sugar from the outside, or you import like rice from Thailand coming to your country, what does that do to your country? It kills the farmer who are producing rice, because they're going to need to reduce the price of their rice so that they can they can compete with this market from the outside. But what we do not understand is that we are killing the effort of our farmers that are farming in our country. So what they do, they give up. They don't want to farm anymore. They find something else to do. They go to fish. They go to do something else. And what happened is, you're not going to import things all the time. That's why we're here where we are today. We don't have food. Our people are dying with hunger because we've been importing for so long time. And our farmers gave up in farming. They don't want to farm anymore because there's no any profit comes from farming. They're just wasting their time and their energy. And we find ourselves in this position that we don't have food enough, because not everybody is going to be able to buy the food that you import from the outside. So what's the solution? The solution is that we must produce for ourselves. We must empower our farmers so that they can farm and produce for our countries. We must pay a special attention to our local farmers, to those moms and dads, grandmas and grandpas that are spending day and night in the village farming for us. So us as a youth, we have strength, we have power, we have passion, we have determination, we have speed, we have vision. Even the Bible says, elders people, they will dream, and youth will have visions. I'll say again, we have power, we have passion, we have speed, we have determination, we have vision. Youth, what are we going to do to help our farmers, our local farmers, to produce more for the next generation? Not for us, for the next generation, for the generation to come. In 20 years, in 30 years, in 50 years, in 60 years. How are we going to be able to kick out international organizations from the continent if we don't have a plan for 20, for 30, for 40, for 60 years to come? Are you going to be able to kick away WHO? No, you're not. Because you need them. You don't have a plan for 50 years to come. 50 years, right now, we're struggling with hunger in Africa. So we talk to WHO. And we talk to all these, oh, please help us, support us. We need food. But it's shame for the land, blessed land like Africa, to beg for food from international organization. That's why I can stand here and I can say, get out of our country, get out of our country. But the governments will be looking at me and they'll be like, you little boy, you don't even know what you're talking about. No, I know. But we put ourselves in this position because of the mistakes that we've done in a few years before. We didn't plan for 20 years later. We didn't plan for 60 years later. So 60 years later, after independence, we don't have food. What did we do with this fertile land? We have been importing. We've been sending the brain of Africa outside, and they never come back because they're working for organization there, for white men. They're developing other countries. And what are we doing in Africa? We are struggling. We don't even have a food. It's a shame to Africa. I'm not part of that. I don't want to be part of that. That's why we're here today. So we decided last year that no, we must do something for the future generation. We must do something that is going to save our people. It's gonna provide food on the table for our people, not only for my country, but for the continent of Africa. I want to see importation of food in Africa happens between one African country and another African country. Like Kenya, import from Tanzania, or Tanzania import from Kenya, from Ethiopia, from Somalia, from Ghana, from Nigeria, from Togo, from South Africa, from Zambia, from Zimbabwe, from Chad, from Algeria, from Egypt. I want to see importation and exportation of food happen within the continent. Of course, the exportation you can also do outside of the continent. It's good. But importing food, don't do that. Don't you dare do that. Because you don't know what is inside, what you're importing in the country. You have no idea. We might be eating poisons without knowing. I told you guys here before, and I'm going to say I'm live on TikTok. I know it's owned by Chinese, but I'm going to talk about you Chinese. So in my country, let me not mention it. In one specific country in Africa, there was a time they were eating rice. A lot of rice was imported in the country. But that rice, it was not even rice. It was plastic. A lot of people died because they were eating plastic rice. Plastic, guys, plastic rice. It looks like rice. It smells like rice, but it's plastic. That's why it was being imported from China. I'm sorry, you guys know true. Go on Google and check it out. Fake rice. You're killing your people by importing just whatever you're importing from anywhere. We cannot do that. We have to do like Ethiopia, what has done. Ethiopia right now, they're exporting wheat from Ethiopia to Sudan because they had a plan. In just 2 years, guys, in 2 years, they have crazy amount of wheat that they can provide to their people and outside of Ethiopia. I made a video about it on YouTube, the wheat production in Ethiopia. Go and check it out. I went to all these places in Adama to see the wheat farm. That's the plan for the continent. And we are doing here, us. I'm not just talking. No, guys, we are acting. As for now, as I'm talking to you guys right now, last year and at the very beginning of this year, we have done the very first investment. us as an organization, as a foundation. We have done the very first investment. So this is what we did. We didn't want to tell anyone out there. We wanted first to start with leaders, people that have been here for a while. So we are like 7, 8 people. We came together. We brought our money together and we had a series of meetings and agreements to talk about it. What is it? What are we going to invest in? And why we are doing that? We talked about it and we did. Right now, as I'm saying, we have already invested. Here in Tanzania, in one region here, I'm not going to mention, we already invested and we are waiting for that investment. I've seen the farm, and even in a couple days later, I'll go to see it, and you guys will see the video. I'll share with you videos on social media to see how our investment going on. Why I'm here right now, I'm here to share with you guys that this is not the only investment we want to make, but we want to make the second investment, third investment, fourth investment. I'm not going to be able to share like in detail the details of this investment, but I will say this. For those who will be interested in investing through us in the continent, you who will be interested in investing through us in this continent, in the continent of Africa, regardless where you are right now, whether you're in Africa or you're outside of Africa, if you are interested in investing with us, because us, as the foundation, as an organization, we are collaborating with another farming company that has been doing the farming activities for more than 7 years to invest. And why we are doing that, this is the reason why. We already have our proposal and our plan to do it on our own. But for the first year, we're doing it with this another company because we want to gain experience. We want to gain experience and we want to see how they do it. We want to learn. Because in everything you do, you must do research, you must have specific data, you must have the exact, not only data, but you need to have reality. You have to know the reality of the business you're engaging in. You have to learn to understand before you do it, because you might do it with people's money. And then at the end of the day, if you don't see the result, that will be a chaos. That, oh, this guy, oh, he was just here to say this. We don't want those kind of complaints. So what we have done is we are collaborating We are collaborating with another company that is doing multiple projects here in Tanzania, everywhere. And it's trustworthy organization, company. We're doing with them for this first year and possibly second year. And as we're gaining experience and learning, at the same time, we are preparing our own farms, our own investment to do it. So we already have a plan, we already have a project, it's written on papers, and we have already started working on finding the places and areas for us to be able to invest on our own eventually. But for now, we are collaborating with this company to learn, because if you don't learn, you will never grow. So we already have this first phase of investment. We have already done it. We've done it. We invested in vanilla production. We have already done it. And the reason why we are doing that, because we need a capital for our own investment later on. And vanilla, if you don't know anything about vanilla, it's one of the most expensive products you have ever seen in the world. And also it has a lot of profit, because it's kind of luxury products. Not everybody needs to use it, but a lot of people use it for perfume, for cakes, for ice cream, for different kind of stuff, for oil, for lotions. You can use in anything you can. Right now, you can go and Google just 1 kg of vanilla. You'll see how much is it. I was just looking the other day. 1 kg of vanilla is more than 2,000 euros. 1 kg of vanilla, more than 2,000 euros. But the project that we are doing will be able to get more than 20 kgs of vanillas. Now you can do the math and see how much is that, right? So that is the first phase, but we want to do the second phase. And I'm here to inform you guys and to let you guys know that if you want to invest in that project, the second phase, because we have already done the first phase, even me personally have done it, we are going to the second phase. This week or next week, I will go to the place we've done investment. I'm going to film our farm. You guys, you will see our farm. You'll see the progress of our investment for you guys to see with your own eyes to continue with the second phase. All right. So whatever question that you have, drop down in the comment section and I'll be here to share with you guys. If you want to know any question about this investment, let me know. In the meantime, let me see here the exchange rate, dollar to T shillings. All right, because I see some questions here I'll be telling you guys. All right, so I'll go with the first question. I have one first question. Somebody here is asking me this. My question is, what kind of seed you use in farming GMO? Or I don't know, what the hell is that? Let me see here. Yeah, I'm gonna answer some few questions here. Please translate for me. GMO. What do you mean by GMO? There's different meanings of that. How much initial capital? All right. So initial capital for this investment. Let me share with you here. Initial capital for this more details, guys, will share in the private conversation because I cannot share everything here. But for now, I'll share with you the initial capital for this investment. Yeah, initial capital is 855. So basically like 860. So you can take an example, like let me just say 900. Yeah, initial capital of investment in this is 900 USD. 900 US dollar you invest, that's the initial capital for each person. So for us, what we did in the first round of investment, we invested 8 to 7 people. 8 to 7 people, we invested more than 7,000. So 8 people, we came together, seven basically. We invested more than 7,000 US dollar, 7,500 and something. 7 people. So each person like gave like 1,000, even a little bit more than that. Some other family gave more than that. We have one family, blessed family, that they invested all of them, like husband, wife, and kids. I don't know if I can mention them here, but I'll keep that just in case they don't want me to mention them. But we have one family that husband, wife, and kids, everybody did investment. And, that's what we're waiting. If you're on YouTube, you can see the profile picture. That is the amount of investment you can do. So if you want to do initial investment, you should have like a little bit of $1,000, dollars to do the first investment, or 900. That's the least amount of investment you can do. That's the first question I think I answered. So yeah, if you invest that, more details of at the end of the day, like the percentage of how much you as an investor you're going to get of your profit, and how much is going to go to the organization, because throughout the investment, our job as an organization will be to follow up with the investment that we have done, to show you, to give you feedbacks as many times as we can, for you to know that my money is right here and the progress of what I invested in is going on A, B, C, D. That will be on us to give you the full picture of what is happening, to show you, to talk to you, to stay in touch. That's our job to do that. That's what we're doing right now with the first phase of investors. We are talking to them. We are discussing. We have our separate group that we talk about this investment and everything. I just joined. Where the investment? Okay, so the investment right now is happening in Tanzania, in one place, really beautiful place called Zanzibar. That means if you invest, you might be able to go and to see for yourself. By the way, Forbes just released the list of the world 50 most beautiful countries in the world. Top 50 most beautiful countries in the world. And guess what? Tanzania is number 4. It's number 4, and that is the first African country. Number 4 in the world and number 1 in Africa. And then you have Kenya number 6 and other countries down there. But according to the Forbes that they released this statement, I think just today or yesterday, Tanzania is number 4, the most beautiful countries in the world. And there's so many reasons why. You guys can check. You guys, I mean, So this investment, we are doing it in Tanzania, one region called Zanzibar, but also there's another region called Arusha. These are 2 different regions that we can do. These projects are going on, so we can do in all of these 2 different regions, Zanzibar or Arusha. Yeah, so basically we do that. Any other question? If you want to know, if you have, okay, let me see. Do you think, let me see here. Let me read here as well. On TikTok, I have a question. All right. Do you think our economy problem will be solved only on agriculture? I think, so why we are investing on agriculture? Agriculture because we want to solve the issue of food insecurity. If you solve the issue of food insecurity, then you obviously solve economy. Because if you don't have food in your country, people are dying. People are not able to eat. It's a basic, like having food, it's a basic need. If you don't have food, people, they're not going to be able to eat. People, they're not going to be able to do any activity. So food is everything. Food is number one priority for me. Because I believe if you eat, then you'll be able to do all other economic activities to produce for your country. Even in the war, if you're fighting and you don't have food, you're going to die. We need food. Food security in Africa should be the first thing we focus on. Farmers, they should be the first people we invest in, and we empower them to do their work properly so that we may have excessive amount of food in our countries. And we may have no one dying because of hunger. It's shame, guys, it's shame. We cannot wait for politicians to solve food issue. No, we as a people can solve that. We can solve that. And this is how we can solve it. This is how we can solve it. My priority, I'll tell you this, guys. Our priority and my priority is that no one in Africa will die because of hunger. We always talk about war, that don't kill each other. Yesterday, I just released a video here on TikTok about war. Just please don't kill your neighbor. Don't kill your people. But sometimes we kill each other because of food. What the hell is that, man? We can solve the issue of food if you give people a lot of food and they eat, their belly is full. Okay, some of them, they might use the strength to kill another person, but at least, some of them, they will sleep because they ate too much. You know what I'm saying? So that's the first thing. That's the first priority for me. I want people to die. I want people to die with natural death. Like, it's your time, you're 90, you're 100 years, you're going to die. That's good. Go sleep in peace. But not dying because you don't have food on the table. It's ridiculous. We can't say that, God, you didn't provide rain. Man, God has given us brain. You might not have rain, but you can do smart farm. That's why we call it smart farm. You can do smart farm. Have it. You can't blame everything. You can't put things on God. That we don't have rain. What are we going to do? Yes, we don't have rain, but we can do smart farm. What about other countries that they're desert countries and they still eat and they have food? What do? We can't blame it on rain. We can't blame it on climate change. What are we going to do about it? Yeah, keep planting trees, but it's going to take a while for those trees to grow. But what are we going to do right now to save our peoples, to make sure that nobody's dying because of hunger? We're going to smart farm. And that is our very first project in Swahili Nation. And let me tell you this, guys. Right now, we are doing this investment with another company, collaborating with them. But I told you that we have our own proposal to do our smart farm ourselves. And I already have interested individuals that I've been talking to. I have one guy, he's Nigerian, he's in the UK. I've been talking to him. All right. And I have another, African American that, she moved here in Tanzania. I'm in conversation with her as well. So for us to do our own smart farm production, we have people already interested. So we're in the conversation to tell them, to let them know everything that is going on and this and that and all those stuff. So we're still talking about it. In the meantime, as we're waiting for these people, maybe to come to a conclusion that, okay, we want to do it, we'll do it with them. But before that, we're collaborating with the company that is already doing this for over 7 years, to get the money, to help our people get the money and also to get the food. What is the business? ZLM. I said before that the first investment that we are doing right now is vanilla. We are investing in vanilla because we want to get the cash, and vanilla has cash to invest in normal products, in fruits, because we are really inspiring our people to eat organic food in Africa. It's very important to eat organic food. Forget about the food you buy from the supermarket and all this stuff. No, we need to eat organic food for ourselves, for our health. All right. Have you seen, guys, those people who are living in the village? They live for long time, guys, many years, because of the food they're eating, man. Those guys, our grandpa and grandmas, they're eating organic food. But these days, people are dying every single day in the cities because of cancer. That's the biggest disease that a lot of people have. But some of it because of the food we're eating. Most of it is because of the food we're eating. So yeah, that's the first business we're doing. But there's so many different businesses investing, like in agriculture, that right now, as I'm saying, I am doing research. I'm doing research, and I'm expanding the network with right people to do something good, for our continent. Oh, original seeds. Yeah. So when it comes to seeds, man, here in the continent, we have people who are selling these seeds, original seeds. There's one research that I've been doing about growing, pumpkins and growing watermelon as well. And there are local seeds, beautiful, amazing, good seeds that our people are selling, our farmers are selling in the continent. And those are people that we're going to use. So this is how it looks like. Like, we're going to use our local farmers, and we're going to use our farms to grow whatever we want to grow. If it's fruits, if it is strawberries, if it is apples, if it is milk, taking care of cows and having like really nice milk, One Africa milk, exporting everywhere across the continent. That's what we're gonna do. If it is honey, if it is, we'll do everything. And mind you that we have teams right now across the continent that we are raising. So this business and this investment, we're not just gonna do in one country, but we'll do in each country according to our team. So we'll do in Ethiopia according to Ethiopia. We'll see what kind of products we can grow in Ethiopia. We'll do it there. We're investing there. So even if it means we talk with the government to get a certain portion of a place for our people to invest, that will help the government as well, because they'll pay taxes to the government. You see, and also we'll grow products that will benefit our people in that region. So we'll do that. We'll do in Ethiopia, we'll do in Kenya, we'll do in Uganda, we'll do in Rwanda, we'll do in South Africa, we'll do everywhere. So we are starting just with Tanzania because this is where the headquarters is, and we are growing the motto of our business, how we want it to look like, how we're going to do it in different places. So once we are doing it here, so in 1 year time, even less than that, we might be able to invest in different countries as well. So it's just a matter of time. But we have one place that we're doing, and right now the investment is still going. And then we'll go to another country, we invest. So let's say we're going to Kenya, and maybe they're really popular in growing, let's say, growing rice. So we'll do investment in growing rice in Kenya. We'll go to Ethiopia. For them is wheat. We'll do that. We'll grow wheat there. We'll go to another place, investment for something else. We'll do that. It's a smart farm. So we can basically do anything we want to do. Right? You can do anything we want to do. If rain comes, thank God. If it doesn't come, thank God, because we have brain and we can use it. And I found something very interesting today. I'll make a video about it. Let me tell you something. I realized something that, each African country, it has its what is that? Slogan. So let me show you here. African. Let me show you African countries, and I'll tell you something that's really interesting about Tanzania. Now you understand. I didn't know about this. Actually, I knew, but I never thought about it. So I'll show you guys each African countries and its slogan. It's incredible. Now it makes sense. When I saw Tanzania, I was like, oh, it makes sense. It makes sense, all right? So before I say, I want to show you guys here on the screen and share with you guys African countries and its slogan, all right? Okay, let me see. Any other question? Ethiopia government is evil. Be voice of Ethiopia. All right. Okay. So these are some of the countries and its slogan. Let me show you this. I'll tell you guys this. You guys will love it. Okay. Look at this. So the first country, South Africa. South Africa is like the rainbow of Africa. That's South Africa, the rainbow of Africa. And then you have Rwanda. Rwanda is the land of 1,000 hills. That's the slogan. And then you have Madagascar, the red island. Lesotho, the kingdom in the sky. Egypt, the gift of the Nile. Burkina Faso, the land of the upright men. Ghana, the gateway to Africa, stars of Africa. Nigeria, the giant of Africa. Namibia, the land of the brave. Uganda, the pure of Africa. Malawi, the warm heart of Africa. Zambia, the real Africa. Kenya, the pride of Africa. Listen to this. Tanzania, the brain of Africa. Come on, somebody. Yeah, let me stop right there a little bit. Guys, it's one Africa anyways. But the brain of Africa. Anyway, you know why? The nickname, the second name of Tanzania. Do you know the second name of Tanzania is Bongo? Bongo literally means brain. that, the way it came to pass is that, if you're here in Tanzania, especially in one city called Dar es Salaam, and if you don't use your brain, then you're not going to succeed. That's why they call it Bongo. So the nickname of Tanzania is the brain of Africa. Then you have Gambia, the smiling coast of Africa. Ethiopia, the land of origin. You all know the first man in the world on earth, he was found in Ethiopia. So the land of origin. Morocco, the land of colors. Mauritius, the continental island. Comoros, the perfume island. Sierra Leone, Ceylon. Chad. Chad, I don't know why Chad is the dead heart of Africa. Why? Why Chad is the dead heart of Africa? That's not a compliment. That's a bad thing. Somebody from Chad here, explain to me. And you have Mali, the eyes of Africa. Djibouti, the pillar of the Gulf of Tajibora. Cape Verde, Ilhado, I don't know what is that. Sao Tome and Principe, the chocolate island. Cameroon, the hinge of Africa. Seychelles, the land of perpetual summer. Gabon, Le Bled, I don't know what is that. Somalia, the horn of Africa. Botswana, peaceful nation. So these are like 32 different countries, and they're what? What is that? Their slogan. So for me, to be honest, I love that, I love all this slogan, but I gotta put a little bit on my side, the brain of Africa. So we are starting this project in the brain of Africa, Tanzania, the brain of Africa, and we are growing right here. These projects. I said, what about Ethiopia? I say Ethiopia is the land of origin. That's the slogan of Ethiopia, the land of origin. And for me, I call Ethiopia the mother of Africa. So So one of the things I see Ridge here said, we can use atmospheric water generators from the Moses West Foundation to irrigate our farms when there's less rain. Actually, so in this project that we're doing in Zanzibar already, we are doing, so please tell me if you didn't hear your country, tell me in the comment section. Somebody's asking me, what about Eritrea? I don't see Eritrea in this list. These are just few countries. But if you know the slogan of your country, let me know in the comment section, and I will say it right here. I will say it right here, right now. But I found on internet, and the only countries I found is like 30
Jose,
something.
a red heart card suit.
Sorry, guys. Jose, nitakupigia. Nitakupigia. Yeah, that was my brother, was traveling. Okay, someone is asking me South Sudan, Eritrea. Okay, so please just let me know if you know the slogan of your country, because these countries, I cannot find them here online. All right, so about, rain. We do not, smart farm, that's the meaning of smart farm, that we do not rely on the rain. You might not have rain, but we created the rain. We're going to make it rain. So in these smart farm greenhouses, what we did is, on top of these greenhouses, we put like a water tap. The water tap that it has a little hose that wherever there's no rain, we make it rain. We just turn on the tape and we make it rain right there. We make it rain. So there's no issue with that. We made it rain, and that's what we're going to do. These are kind of conversation we need to have, you know what I'm saying? Like, we need to have all those kind of, but this is very important to really cultivate, to really invest in our countries, in our continents. So if you're not in Africa, you don't need to be on the land to make this investment, but you can make as far as you are. Whatever you are, you can make it. So let me tell you this. If you're interested in doing that, hit us up on email. On our email is info@sn1africa.com or oneafricaofficial@gmail.com. If you email us there, that let me know that you're interested in investment. All these investors, we're going to put you guys together in the meeting, and we'll have meeting to clarify and to talk more about the details, that some of them we cannot share it here, because you don't tell your enemy your plan. You don't. Please teach me Swahili. Mary, we actually have Swahili. If you're in Ethiopia, we have Swahili community in Ethiopia. There are people who are learning Swahili right now, as I'm saying. And also, as we are going to start a Swahili class on our social media, on YouTube. So, very soon this year, we'll have someone who will be teaching Swahili through our YouTube. All right. So stay tuned for that. Is there any other question? Somebody asked, sorry, I'm late here. How does one get more information on this investment? Do you have a website? How can one invest in the project? Where can one get more details? All right. So for this question, as I said, let me share here on if you want more details about this, for the website, we're still working on the website, guys. The website, we're still working on it. This year we'll be able to launch this year, so we're working on it. But in the meantime, if you want to know more, hit these emails. All right, I'm sharing these emails right here. No, I didn't invite you. No, I didn't invite you. No, I didn't. Somebody just, I didn't press anywhere. Did someone just hacked me? Someone just hacked me here? Because somebody just came here live and I didn't invite him. No. I didn't invite anybody. Like someone just came in. This is scary. I've never seen that before. Try to come again. Somebody just hacked me. Gotta be careful. You're not in your... Hello? This is scary. What is your foundation towards the liberation of Africa? Well, my foundation is SNOA, Swahili Nation One Africa. And the goal is to have one Africa in our generation. And also we have different plans. In order to have one Africa, there's a lot of different things that we have to do. The first priority and the first project that we're doing is food security. We have a plan for 50, 100,000 years to come. We want our people, our kids, to have excessive amount of food. That's the first project. And I'm here today to talk to you about the investment that we are already doing on the ground in Africa. And right now I'm sharing about the second phase of that investment. We have done the first one. We are collecting people right now to do the second one, and other people the third, the fourth, the fifth, and etc. That's why I'm here today. Because we believe that where we are today, we have people dying because of shortage of food, because we didn't have a plan for 60 years after independence. We didn't have a plan for 100 years. What are we going to do after 100 years from now? We need to plan today for the sake of tomorrow. We need to be prepared today for the sake of tomorrow, so that later in the future, we're not going to ask WHO, we're not going to ask all these international organizations to come and to save us with food. Because when they come, they have their own agenda. But we can do it on our own. God has given us the brain. Thank God that Tanzania is the brain of Africa. Has given us that to think, to act, to do it. We have land, we have brain. If we don't have rain, we're going to make it rain to do this project. So I'm here to share the details of that. If you are interested in the investment of what we are doing right now, hit me up in these emails and we are going to have more conversation. All right. So you can hit us up on oneafricaofficial@gmail.com or info@sn1africa.com. Hit us there and we shall talk. All right. So yeah. Yeah, hit us there and we shall talk. You guys will be able to talk. Yeah. For the better of Africa. How can we work together? Hey, Mickey, as I'm saying, man, we're already doing investment right now, the first phase of investment. And I'm here to share with you guys the second phase of investment. We're investing in the continent and we're investing in agriculture. We're doing smart farm project. The reason why, because we want our people to have excessive amount of food. We don't want to see anybody dying because of shortage of food. And we want to promote the idea. We want to make it to reality of eating and using organic food, right? So our investment is towards that direction. Right now, we are collaborating with another company that has been doing this investment for over 7 years. They have experience, they have reputation, and as we're doing with them, we're learning. And also we have our own separate plan to do. As we learn, As we grow, we're doing it on our own as well. So we need expertise, agriculture expertise, and all those people to be able to do it on our own. All right. Yeah. So right now we are learning. If you stop learning, you stop growing. Learning as we're investing, and asking you guys as well to be part of that. As I'm saying right now, we already have 8 people who invested in the first project, or 7 people basically. Each person gave like some people gave 1,000 USD, some people gave more than that, and we are already investing. We have videos, we have meetings, we have our groups that we talk all the time to give a feedback of the project, how it's going. And right now we are sharing with you guys, because first we wanted to do inside with us, so that when we come out and share with you guys, you see that, okay, this is what they're doing and they've already started doing, so I can play a part in investing in this smart farm project that is going on in the continent right now. Yeah. So for more clarification, if you want to know more about this, you can hit us up in our email, oneafricaofficial@gmail.com. Hit me up, tell me that I'm interested in investing in agriculture in Africa. What is the next step? And we'll have a conversation together. We'll have a meeting with everybody who is interested in doing this investment, and we'll have a private conversation. Don't tell your enemy your plans, right? That's why I cannot give everything here, right here. All right. Any other question? Any other question? Any other question? Did you hear about Black Papa's investment in Ethiopia? No, I didn't hear about it. This is better than talking about. No. All right, I'm not going to read that. Eritrea is the wisdom of Africa because they're truly independent of UN. That's cool. Eritrea, the wisdom of Africa. That's good. What is your foundation towards the liberation of Africa? I don't target one, but entire Africa. All right, I think I answered that. Oh yeah. So Mikay, I know you asked me how can we work together. So you can DM me even here on TikTok, and you can let me know what is your plan and what you're thinking. Then we can have a conversation. We are open because our organization is people organization. And our slogan basically is the voice of the voiceless, and also we focus from the bottom up. That's what we focus on. So hit us up. Let's have a conversation. There's always a way. There's always a door to work together towards a better Africa. That's what we're working for. And we have a strategic plans to do it. In a couple years from now, we want Africa not to import food from the outside because we don't trust food that is coming from the outside. We want Africa to export food. Most of you come to Africa to experience the, let me ask you this question. According to the research, it says that people, they live longer when they have three things. The first one is supernatural connection. Supernatural. So for a person like me is my connection with God and my faith with God. The second thing is why am I forgetting this? Okay. I'm back, guys. I'm back, guys. So according to the research, people live longer when they have three things that I'm going to mention right now. The first one, I said supernatural. My connection with God, my connection with the higher power, the most high God. Second one is people. My connection with people who are surrounding me. That's what I'm saying. Do not kill your neighbor. Do not even kill your enemy, because those are people that you need. You need that connection to survive and to live longer. You can't just be living alone and expect to live in a long period of time. That's why a lot of people, they die because of depression. They kill themselves because of they're depressed. And one of the very biggest biggest symptom of depression is that you don't want to be surrounding people. You don't want to be around people. So you need people. The third thing is nature. So if you're living in the city, it's not really a good idea. Make sure that you have a lot of time to connect yourself with the nature as well. We drink water, we smell, we do all these things. This is the connection we have with nature. You know trees, guys. Trees, during the day, they give oxygen. During the night, they release carbon dioxide because they receive oxygen. This is the connection that we have with the nature. Supernatural, God. The second one is people. The third one is nature. And let me tell you this. I'll tell you a secret. Do you know why a lot of foreigners, a lot of white people, they come to Africa for vacation? You know why? Most of them, they come to Africa to connect with the nature. Because most of them, when they come to Africa, let me tell you this, they don't want to live in the cities. Most of them, they go to the countrysides. That's where they live because of nature. Because of nature. And that's one thing that God has blessed Africa with, the nature. And we're taking advantage of that. Nature. Be connected with supernatural God, connected with people, be connected with nature. You'll live longer in this earth. Tell me I'm wrong. All right, so that's pretty much what I shared today. Thank you guys for joining me, and thank you for listening to this. These are strategic ways to have that one Africa in our generation, and these are strategic ways to see a better future, to plan Africa in 20, 30, 50 years later. So if you're interested, I'm sharing the email again, oneafricaofficial@gmail.com, and also info@sn1africa.com. oneafricaofficial@gmail.com. Also info@sn1africa.com. info@sn1africa.com. Also oneafricaofficial@gmail.com. Hit us up there and we'll have a conversation to talk more about this investment. Thank you, Mike. Really appreciate the talk. Appreciate, man. It's good to see Abshir Hussein all the way from Somalia joining me here. Appreciate. What are you talking about? Some people are joining right now. For those who came here late and you don't know what I'm talking about, go on our YouTube, Swahili Nation. You'll see the video there talking about investment. We are talking about investing in Africa. And if you're interested, we're right here. We're right here to do investment in Africa. We're already doing it. We started the beginning of this year, and we are looking forward to do it in the second round and third round and fourth round. So if you want to know more about the investment we're doing, hit me up on those emails, oneafricaofficial@gmail.com, info@sn1africa.com. You'll get to know more about the investment that we're doing, okay? And all the things that you want to know. There's drought and famine. Yes. That's what I was talking about. Habte said, please voice for Borena. There's drought and farming. That's what I'm talking about. The investment we're doing right now is because of food security. That's the first thing we need in Africa, to have food security, to secure our continent in 10, in 70 years to come. Man, I wish okay, anyways. So you guys, for those who are interested in investing in agriculture, because we need to have excessive amount of food for our people to save our people's lives. A lot of people are dying because of hunger. We need to save that. As One Africa, we're doing this investment. And we want you guys to join to do it with us. Hit me up. If it's direct message, like DM, you can DM me. I'll share with you some information and we'll have a conversation together with everybody who wants to invest for that conversation. All right, we'll do that and to plan for the future. How are we going to save our people from drought and hunger? All right, so let me pray a little quick and then I'll be getting out of here. Thank you, God, for today and for our people who joined me from everywhere on TikTok, on YouTube. We had an amazing conversation, strategic plans to save our people, to save us, to save our future from all these disasters that we have right now, hunger, and shortage of food everywhere across the continent. God, thank you for the vision and thank you for the will to do it. I know it's not easy, but you've always been close by our side. And we believe and we know that we're going to see a better Africa. Because we as a youth, we have passion, we have strength, we have will, determination, and vision for the better Africa. So help us to carry on until the end. In your precious name, Jesus Christ, I pray. Amen. All right. Oh yeah, appreciate guys. YouTube, I'll start leaving you guys. Bye bye. Love you.